Hi guys, my name is Valerie and this is a video about America. In this video I want to talk to you about F1 visa during COVID. What have changed? What is changing? Is it possible to get I-20 form now if institution is working online only? All those questions are gonna be answered. If that's something you're interested in, keep on watching. So the first thing I want to say is, in spite of the fact that a lot of people are confused, a lot of people think that you cannot go and get F1 visa now, I want to tell you that that's not true. You guys can totally do that and you can get your form I-20. I-20 is a form issued to international students which allow them to go to embassy and get their F1 visa. How that works now. As you may know, according to F1 visa rules, international students have to go to face-to-face classes only. If they take in classes online, that means that they break their visa and they have to leave the country. But now, as you may know, a lot of institutions still work in online format. A lot of colleges and universities have moved to face-to-face format now, but some of those are still working online only. So I called to a couple of those and I asked them if they still issue forms I-20, and I was surprised because they said yes, you still can get your form I-20, you still can get your visa, you still can come to America. How does that work? So according to the information they gave me, it doesn't matter if that institution works online or face-to-face now, as far as it is considered as a face-to-face institution. So for example, my college, I used to go to Highland College. It is a face-to-face institution. Like, you go and you attend classes in person. But due to that situation, crazy situation which happened in the whole world, they had to move their classes online. But that still doesn't mean that they are online institution, right? They still face-to-face institution. That's just something they had to change for like short period of time, and they're gonna go back to face-to-face classes as soon as this is over. So as I think about that, you can come here and start taking classes online in my, for example, Highline College, but in like 2 days, pandemic can be over and you're gonna go to classes again. I think that's how maybe they think too, and that's why you still can get your form I-20. So where I'm applying with this? If you are thinking about going abroad and studying abroad in America, but you see that institution that you are interested in is working online, I would still contact them and ask if they are issuing forms I-20, because there are high chances that they do. Guys, there is a little favor I want to ask you. If you like the video and if you like the information I'm sharing here, please go ahead and click the like button, because that significantly influences the way YouTube promotes my video, and I'll appreciate it so much. Another thing which have changed with the pandemic is the fact that a lot of schools send in forms I-20 online now via emails, which simplifies the process, which speeds up the process significantly. Because before it would take you up to 2 weeks to get your form I-20, because they would mail it, and you also would have to pay for that mail, which sometimes can be up to $100. Now they just send it to you via email. They send it to you, you print it out in color, and you sign it. And there you go, this is your form I-20, you take it with you to embassy and you get your F1 visa. Also guys, have to be very careful with the school you're applying to. There are a lot of shady schools. I'm not talking about colleges and universities now, I'm talking about ESL courses. You know, there are a lot of English as a second language schools here, and some of those using the situation in the country to, I don't know, kind of get your money, I guess. I know a couple of schools which received payments for application, and for the course itself and for documents itself, but they haven't sent forms I-20 yet. They just saying that during COVID they cannot do that. So the question is, why the hell do you get payments if you cannot send those forms to students? So please be careful, make sure you choose good institutions with good reviews. Make sure that you're gonna get that form I-20, because if you pay for some program classes or wherever, but you're not getting your form I-20, you cannot get your visa, so what's the point? Another thing which have changed after the pandemic started is visa appointments and visa interviews in embassies. It can get really complicated now to get visa interview appointment in your country. I know that in Ukraine, that's where I'm from, it says that the closest dates for visa interviews are in like 90 days, which is like hella far away. So you have to think about applying for your program in college, university, or English as a second language school like way ahead the day when you want to start the program, because now you might like spend a couple months to just try to get your visa. So think about that. So if you're decided that you want to start studying in fall, you have to start looking for visa appointments in spring, which means that you have to get your form I-20 in spring as well, in early spring the best. However, that's not always as bad as they say regarding the visa appointments, because one of the guy whom I was helping to find a college in America, he started looking for visa interview. So he got his form I-20, he paid the fees for the interview, he created the account in the embassy website, and he could see the actual dates when he can go for the interview. And he actually got lucky because he found a date like in the month. So just 4 weeks instead of 90 days, which they were saying there might be. So it also gets tricky here. It's kind of like a gamble, I guess, but just make sure that you need be prepared for that you might spend like months, 2 or 3 months to get your visa appointment. That's why you need to think in advance, and you need to apply for colleges way in advance. You also need to monitor the status of visas in your country, because each country might have absolutely different rules. Maybe there are some countries where they're not issuing visas at all, like in Russia, for example, right? They close all embassies and you cannot get a visa there. So people from Russia, they go to another country to apply for these visas there, which complicates the process and makes everything way more difficult. Well, the good thing is most of the institutions in America are moving to face-to-face again, which means more and more schools are opening again, which means more and more schools issuing forms I-20. But in case you're contacting a school and they say that they're not sending form I-20 now, that also can happen, yeah, because different schools, they have different rules as well. You just go ahead and look for another school. Just make sure you know that that school is like a trustful school, you know. One thing I want to say here is, actually my personal opinion is, I honestly would not apply for a college if it had only online classes. When I was going to a college, I really enjoyed the vibe. I enjoyed the vibe of going to classes. I enjoyed the vibe of meeting classmates, making friends, using, I don't know, pencils, writing down something, yeah. I did have couple online classes. Honestly, they were a little bit lame. And especially if you're studying something new, like I had one programming class online, and it was a programming language, PHP, which I've never used before. And it was online course, guys. Was insanely difficult. Because even when you go to classes, when you have face-to-face classes, yeah, your teachers, they not always have time to explain everything to you or answer all your questions, you know. But when it goes to online form, you basically don't get any chance to talk to the teacher and ask the question you have to always type it. And as you may know, especially if you're coming from another country where English is not your first language, it might be difficult to explain the problem by typing it. It's way more easy to explain it just face to face, you know. Well, it's 100% up to you. If you're okay studying online only, go ahead and do it. But if you are doubting, I still would prefer taking face-to-face classes. So I would look for institutions which have opened completely, which offering face-to-face classes, because that's a new experience for you. That's an experience of studying in America. You're paying a lot of money for that. So I would get the whole experience, the whole possible outcomes out of that. So that was my little update regarding international student situation during the pandemic, and I hope you did like the video. If you did, go ahead and click the like button. If you have any questions, please ask them in comments, and as always, I wish you guys have a good day or good night. Bye.